from Hannah's parents' house in Reno, Nevada, it's the Later Tonight Show with Jamie Fallon. Tonight's guests, Milo Wilkinson and Brendan Fraser. And now, here's your host, Jamie Fallon.
Thank you for coming out tonight, folks. You're here. You did it. So I was talking to my therapist, and she thought a talk show might be a good way for me to be open and honest while maintaining the illusion of control that I create by pretending that everything's a TV show. I said, lady, I'm always in control. And then I paid her $200, and I rearranged my entire week to fit her schedule. So anyway, I'm going to give it a shot and try talking about my life like it's a movie. This ought to be interesting. We've got a great show for you tonight, so everyone please give it up for my first guest, Milo Wilkinson. So you have a new movie coming out. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
I can. It's called Isolation for Two, and it's about two best friends who are stuck together during the COVID-19 pandemic.
And you worked with Hannah Fraser on the project. Now, were you two fast friends or worst enemies?
Oh, the worst of enemies. No, I'm kidding. We actually were friends before we even started making the movie.
Really? I did not know this.
Yeah, we went to the same college studying film studies and acting, and we met and became friends, bonding over our mutual love of Brendan Fraser, if you can believe it.
I can believe it.
So when Hannah was signed for the movie, and she threw my name in the ring, I jumped at the opportunity.
Really?
Yeah. Well, the other option I had was to work on a project with my dad, and that's just not something I was interested in.
And why didn't you want to work on a pandemic project with your dad?
You know, my dad and I have called them creative differences, and fights about filmmaking and pretty much everything else have become our normal form of communication. So, making a movie with Hannah just sounded a lot more pleasant.
And was it pleasant? How was the environment on set?
We did have a bit of an adjustment period at the beginning because Hannah approaches filmmaking a little bit differently. But once we figured that all out, it was a whole lot of fun.
I bet. Alright, folks, don't go anywhere. When we come back from the break, Milo will be taking over hosting because technically that's what my therapist meant when she suggested this exercise.
What?
We'll be right back.
What? Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the talented Miss Hannah Fraser to the latest night show. So, Hannah, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
So, recently we had Milo on the show, and he mentioned that you two were actually already friends before you even made this movie.
Yeah, Milo and I went to college together.
Tell me this, did working together drive you two apart, or make you two closer?
I think it made us closer, for sure. Milo's incredibly talented and an amazing guy, and a really supportive friend. You know, I don't think I could have made this movie without Milo.
Well, that's very sweet, and I'm sure he'll be glad to hear it. Now, Hannah, during filming, your dad had a health scare. How's he doing?
Yeah, that was rough. Milo was a big help. He's doing better. He's still in the hospital, but he's no longer on a ventilator. So that's good.
Well, that is great to hear. We love your dad, and we wish him the best and a speedy recovery.
Thank you very much.
You've been a lot more open about your mental health recently. How's therapy going?
Therapy's going pretty well. I think I'm doing better, and I'm working on being more present in my day-to-day life.
Yeah, it seems like that's going well. Hey, folks.
This guy.
No. All kidding aside, what do you think the most surprising thing you've learned about yourself is?
I'm significantly less crazy than I thought I was. I mean, you find out that there are a lot of people dealing with the same things that you are, and once someone relieves you of the idea that you're the most insane person in the world, you start to feel hopeful again.
That's really beautiful.
Did it make sense? Because I was really trying to be profound.
No, don't worry. It makes sense. Hannah, final question before we have to say goodbye. I know. There are rumors that you and Milo might have an off-screen romance.
I can't believe everything you hear.
Well, that's very true, folks. Don't believe everything you read. But, just between you and me, is there any truth to these rumors?
Milo is one of my favorite people in the world. And he knows things about me that literally no one else knows. So I don't know what we are. I guess I'll have to ask Milo about that.
That's our show, folks. You have 5 minutes until the dogs are released. Get home safe.